today. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Colts heading out for the first time behind their 22-year-old quarterback in his second season now in the NFL, Anthony Richardson.
And we're talking about an uber-talented young quarterback. Finally healthy after suffering a setback a season ago. Obviously, you'd love to have him on the field, but the time away may have been a blessing in disguise in terms of long-term development. And if you ask anyone around the Indianapolis camp, make no mistake about it, they have lofty expectations of this young man, and he is a big, big player in the Colts' future.
Yeah, Richardson will throw to start out here. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Taylor. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
46 for much.
They go play action with Richardson. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that. Having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. And that CD, one heck of a run. He just refused to go down.
And that's where determination comes in, because he had at least a couple of guys that really...
Oh, this is blocked. It's picked up, a line ball here. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
Another day, another dollar.
And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after all that, it's just your everyday 6-2 ball game.
And let's think about how important that can turn out to be, because remember, it's not just a 2-point swing. It's a 3-point swing. I'm just wondering, you think they can load the bases and hit a home run and tie it up?
Well, I was going to ask you, I can't remember the last time that I've seen a 6-2 score in football.
Me either. I've been racking my brain on that one. 6-2? Not often.
On the ground, it's a rookie from Tennessee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, That allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
They'll run on first down with Wright.
And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
The Dolphins in a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
On first down, they go with Mostert again.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Wilson is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Again, Wilson. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Now Tua signaling to change things up.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Tip Ryman
with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. And that's why you have the fullback, Charles. Couldn't get it in the play before with the smaller guy. Turned to a little more power. They score it.
And now it has to warm the hearts of a lot of old school football fans. They love when they get to see a little bit of power football.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy. Let him go to work.
That almost felt like Sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him and let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the Sandlot football team.
You were quarterback, and I know better.
It was the water boy. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts.
And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a tough team to figure out sometimes, because I remember a few weeks ago you and I having a conversation where we both thought that this was a season that could get away from them pretty quickly. Obviously not.
Jalen Phillips coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
Now Richardson.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Josh Downs. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back deep, Rashid Shaheed. Taken from just outside the 30. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
55 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. And they'll go right back to right. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
You look at this Colt defense.
They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game, because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
Well, this defense for the Colts, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Waddle, 31 yards. And the Dolphins are able to stretch out their lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzes, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Richardson looking to throw.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You talk about this Miami defense.
Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Forced out to his left. Turn that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Now Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19. There Richardson back to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Here's 3rd and 3. Off play action. Richardson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Richardson working from the gun.
Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Woods. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Here's Taylor again.
And he takes it in for a Colts score.
Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts are back within a score. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good.
And now it's blocked. This is going the other way. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The 2nd half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see.
And able to get this out to the 25.
And out come the Dolphins now. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
They'll go again here with Wright.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Hill going to go in motion right. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Tip Ryman, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
he would have kept it on the ground.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Right side complete. That's Woods. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Richardson on 3rd and short. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Richardson to throw off play action. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker. Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it'll be Dolphin football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 120 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. It's Hill, complete. And Hill is going to have a Dolphins first down as he'll get this down to the 41. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And a short gain here down to the 22. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd down and 9. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. To throw on 2nd down, here's White. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
The offense on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 9. Tua setting up shop to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jamison Williams. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are able to widen their advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
46 to Mike. He can't hang.
Richardson looking to throw this. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Here's Richardson to throw. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Meanwhile, Richardson's throw into the hands of Pittman here. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Richardson out of the shotgun. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. 2nd down and 6 now. Richardson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there as time expires in the first half. And the Dolphins take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. How about that for an exciting end to the half? I mean, instead of surrendering a late field goal at the gun, they run back the block kick to extend their lead.
What's that old expression? Fortune favors the bold. They boldly went after it, got it. Worked out pretty darn well for them.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's
Let's do it. Gay now set to kick it off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Our partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Second and 6. Now Tua going to change the play. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep, and he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
On 2nd down, Tua. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Williams being motion left. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Achane is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. On the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they've built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half.
Now they'll audible to something else. They've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
Open man, that's Hill, complete.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
On play action, here's Tua.
That's to the rookie from South Carolina, Xavier Ligon.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 19. He got 29 yards that time.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left.
Play action, now it's Tua.
Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Hill going to go in motion right.
From the gun, it's Tua.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kenny Moore.
Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense,
jet sweep to start the drive. Powering his way forward. And he'll be out right at the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Tua once again here on 2nd and 10.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Looking to pass. Tua. It's complete to Williams. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do.
That went out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And the Colts will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead. Tua's going to change things up.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa.
Open man down the field. That's Ligon. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
It's a big play there for Miami. 46 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Here's Tua.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
And now an audible here into something else.
Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Wright will score. Touchdown, Miami.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10.
He'll find Shaheed out to the right.
And he's taken down inside the 30. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback. In all honesty, he avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
2nd and 10.
Running the counter with Mostert. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On third down, here comes Mostert. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Mike McDaniel dialing up the risk here a little bit on fourth down. They're going to go for it. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. Wait a second, that's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all, because you want that penalty, all right?
A run with Mostert up the middle. And he powers his way up past the 30. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Miami, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Indy.